Like you could take that, you can improve it, and that's what anything like with music, movies, like there's phases of production. Dancing, there's a routine, and creating something like how you do. And that was the main message, and how everybody can be a wealth of knowledge. Um, yeah, that was pretty cool. Like our talk and just building like everybody's like spiritual downloads on the Akashic records. Um, everybody has a source of information that they're like teachers. They can pour that wisdom into others. Um, just like college, but people pay to get the information, and they're trusted with that wisdom. Like for instance, I did massage college. Like there's levels to a lot of things, just like being in the military or being initiated into the military and or the White House, working, being a president or whatnot. Like there's levels to the growth.
Oh, absolutely. Like there's levels to think. There's definitely levels to growth though, and I love using analogies. So I'm gonna use Goku from Dragon Ball Z as an analogy because with Goku, like there's levels to him though. Like there's base, there's Kaioken. He eventually goes Super Saiyan, then Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4. But if you look at, Goku's storyline, it's that's definitely an example of that though. Like it was a process for him though to train though. Like he had to train like crazy, he had to train under different masters. And the thing that pushed him though to grow though was facing tougher and tougher enemies. It was
Yeah.
Vegeta at one point, then Frieza, then Cell, then Majin Buu. It was tougher enemies though that pushed him though to grow. And even Goku realized that he had to, to level up. Because, for example, like when Goku fought Kid Buu, it took him going Super Saiyan 3 just to hang with Kid Buu. So there was no way that Goku was gonna hang with Kid Buu even at Super Saiyan 1. So level 1 wasn't gonna cut it. Level 2 wasn't even gonna cut it. So he had to go Super Saiyan 3 or aka level 3.
Mhm.
And a lot of us though realize that we gotta grow because level one me isn't gonna get past this challenge, in life. So we have to go from like level one Carlos, for example, though, level one Carlos to level two Carlos or level three Carlos or level two Nihan or level two Jerry, just to, name
Yeah.
an example.
True. True. That's a lot of wisdom. I remember like even on in Dragon Ball Z, like they be fighting like Piccolo, and then it's like they get tired, like so you gotta preserve that energy, and then like you have more to fight the next battle. So yeah, that's incredible. Just like Mario or any like all these games, like arcade games, like you level up and like you get to the last level and you just keep, there's final bosses and stuff. Just like with video games, like you, that's the same thing in life. Like being aware with that energy that we have, that consciousness each day, whether the scene changes, just like in a book, like the movie, like the scene changes and but we still got that direction in life.
Oh, absolutely. And and continuing with the DBC analogy, like there's some enemies that come back stronger than ever, like Frieza. And shoot, that gets scary though. Like in life though, like we overcome a challenge and in that particular challenge though comes back even stronger. I'm gonna use depression for example because some people deal with recurring depression. And that and sometimes when people struggle with depression, especially severe depression, oh my goodness, it can hit as hard as Frieza or it could hit, as hard as Golden Frieza. And I'm talking about level two Frieza. And level two Frieza though was even worse than level one Frieza. And for us though, the Frieza in our lives though is depression or mental health, issues.
Yeah,
And level one you can't get past Golden Frieza though, because level one you though thinks that hey, in order to beat Frieza, I just gotta, tough it out, be tougher, and just get over it. But you start to realize that wow, no matter how tough you are though against Frieza, you're getting your butt kicked every single time because you're just trying to suck it up and tough it out.
Yeah,
But the key to being the golden Frieza in your life though is to level up. But how do you level up against a golden Frieza version of depression? Go to church, hit the gym,
yeah.
get a job, boost your confidence.
Self-care, just relaxing, even if you got stress, like if it's a form of depression, like anxiety or being down, like some people like they got it more severe. So it's like, but like you still got to do things that lift up your spirit and like that person or you they still gotta lighten up with their spirit and um I just think about the things that like the self-care routine is important. That's just part of it. That's just part of the journey each day.
Oh, and absolutely, because for people that struggle with depression, oh my goodness. Depression really is like, Frieza in the sense that in the anime, Frieza loved playing games and talking trash though to Goku and the crew. Sometimes you feel like the depression you're dealing with though is like trash talk, but instead of you being trash talked though by the bully or the stuck up girl in school, for example, sometimes the depression is so hard that and it's so hard and self defeating that that you're literally trash talking yourself because you don't believe that inferior that inferiority complex. But but again though, like the key to leveling up though against that golden Frieza of depression though is to of course speak is to love yourself, like speak positive things and just speak
Yeah.
life to yourself. And for us though, like you said though, self care is our we're like Goku in the sense that yeah, self care is our form of training. Doing breathing techniques though is part of the training. Listening to motivational
Yeah.
videos though is a form of training. Separating yourself from toxic spirits, you know,
Yeah.
you know, is a form of training.
I was
And
just thinking, yeah, go on, go on.
and and when it comes to separating something from like toxicity, I can even use Fachita as a sample in the anime because with Fachita, his lineup changed though once he became the good guy eventually. Like Fachita went from being raised by Frieza to being around Frieza squad to being around Goku's, crew. And that what changed Fachita though was being around, Goku and his crew and he eventually became a dad and everything and fought to protect the earth or was not. But that's just like us though. Sometimes we gotta be like Vegeta though and just change up who we be around. And that can change
Yeah.
everything. Especially when you're used to being around like toxic people. But it may take you a minute or two to get used to being around like positive people.
Yeah.
But once you make that change though, good just being around good people though, will level you up because you'll be inspired to level up though. You'll be like, hey, how'd you do this? How you do that though? Hey, can you teach me? Hey,
Yeah.
how'd you, get a hold of that information? Can you hook me up? Shoot, can you hook me up with that job? Can you hook me up with that connection? Can you introduce me?
Yeah.
You know, like you see how they'll level up and be like, hey, how do I level up? How do I, train like Goku? How do I train like you do?
And then it's like once you get that wisdom, it's like you don't turn back. Like once you're on the right path, like you got the like your flame, the torch is lit forever. It's like you're gonna pass it to the next generations. Like when I was in Massage school, we learned about shiatsu, like meridian points. It's like going to a master teacher, like going to like a karate master teacher, just like Goku and all those people. Like imagine learning those techniques like karate and like being like Bruce Lee or like to be the a legend as of like Michael Jackson, Prince, or Michael Jordan. Like don't even have to be on those high levels, but it like to be an expert at anything, not just craft. And the self-care is so important because like imagine going to a hotel and like you feel like rejuvenated, like a cell phone that's fully charged. Like that's the same thing with us, like being at 100%. Like we're not gonna always be at 100%. We might be on 80% or 50%. But to lift that up, we gotta sometimes we gotta unplug from certain things, people and things to do the self-care so that we're charged up fully, energy and feeling great about ourselves. Like that oneness, because like just like if you draw like a person on a page and you cut it out with some scissors, it's like a picture or like a picture in a frame. We can take ourselves out of those situations and that oneness of mind, that mindfulness, like, because really we're like God made us like special, like we're an aura, but like we don't have to have people and things eating at us and sucking up, draining us like with negativity, toxicity. Um, it just we got to be conscious in each moment, that stillness of mind, just to freeze time and just to step back to to create the life that we want. Like we can have whatever we want, but it got to be the good things. Like that's what I resonate with.